Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to a very mobile Kevin show. I'm actually here in Kerrville, Texas. I'm at an RV resort, and I'm kind of happy to be outdoors for once, just kind of kicking around. I'm using the new mobile feature of live stream, so or a Streamyard rather, and so I'm kind of out and about in the RV resort itself, but it's like a million degrees because Texas, and I'm kind of having to stick to the shade. So anyway, we're going to talk about that and a whole bunch of other stuff in just a second. I'm going to try out a feature here, and hopefully you see it. So check this out. Hey, here we are. This is the Kevin Show live, and I am in Kerrville, Texas. Still, I didn't move between the opening and now. I'm in a pretty cool spot. And I don't know if you're hearing me. I don't know if there's wind noise. Let me know in the comments, which I am supposed to be able to see. Let me pop that back over. There we go. So feel free to leave a comment if you are watching on YouTube, Facebook, or anywhere else. I'd gladly answer questions live, so feel free to pop in whatever you want there. I was calling this Walkabout because I was going to literally walk around in the RV resort here and give you a little tour, but it's so bright that I can't see the screen. So when I do that, I won't be able to actually do comments or anything or answer questions. So and also I'll sweat a lot, and I don't like to sweat a lot. Hey, we got a comment from Laura. Says she loves Kerrville. I do too. This has been a fun trip. It's been a kind of a blast. We got here. We've been here. We're going on like 2 months now. Well, no, okay. I guess we're going on like a month and a half now, and it's been fun. I mean, we've spent some time just kind of kicking around in the area, going, taking little drives and stuff. Karen and I have determined that we are road trip people. Hold on, let me adjust the camera there. Okay, so sorry about any wind. I'm trying to stay out of it. Hopefully it's getting filtered out. You guys let me know in the comments how this is working, because I'm using a little doodad right now. It's my Osmo 3 camera stabilizer, phone stabilizer. So that should keep us kind of steady and gives me something to hold on to. I can do stuff like that. All right, well, check this out. I can actually flip the orientation. How about that, huh? Pretty cool. I'm such a nerd. So anyway, I was going to walk you around, and one of the things I was going to show you were the great number of Trump flags that are here, which I think is amusing on all kinds of levels. Wherever you stand on the political spectrum, it's still weird to see Trump flags. That's just, I'm just going to leave it there. Hey, Andy, man, I haven't heard from you in forever. So thanks. He's saying it sounds good. So good. Yeah, I won't show you the Trump flag. You may see them in the background or something. So I'm going to just I'll move around a little. You guys feel free to ask me any questions. This is all part of the like camper life, hashtag camper life, hashtag RV life that Kara and I are doing. And I guess officially we've been in this now for couple of months, going on a couple of months officially, and we're loving it. And people keep asking Kara, like, "Are you still okay? Is everything still good?" Like I've kidnapped her and brought her out here, but she's completely a volunteer in this lifestyle, and it's completely worthwhile. But this resort is actually pretty sweet. I've been to resorts, non-RV resorts, that were not as nice as this one. So if you are out and about, we're currently at, I don't know if should I disclose my location? They always tell you not to do that. See, my face is in full shadow now because I walked out into the bright sun. But this is the only way I'm going to be able to show you any of this resort as I walk around. So bear with me. And this thing does a pretty good job. of stabilizing. You can barely tell. I don't notice any bounce or anything. I'm counting on you guys to tell me how this works out, whether I'm having drops in signal and that sort of thing. I may not have any coverage. I can't see the bars, which is ironic because in this time of pandemic, I don't get to see any bars. Isn't that sad? So we've been here now. We're gonna probably leave this spot maybe a little after the holiday, about a week after the Independence Day celebration, and we're gonna kind of hang out here for that. I think they're supposed to have a real big shindig here. Let's see, we got more comments coming in. It's steady while you're walking, Sam says. Thank you, Sam. Yes, Andy, the resort is huge. It's actually, there's no way I'm going to be able to walk the whole thing and show it to you. And there's really some very nice, and you're going to see one kind of coming up on this side. So these little houses are called Casitas, and they are, you have to own a Class A mobile home, which is the big bus-sized mobile home, in order to own one of these. And they have this program here that lets you lease the land, and then you can build your little casita on it, and you park your RV in front of the casita, and you get all kinds of perks for being here. But they have all kinds of configurations for the things. So you can have a bedroom or something in it, but usually it's like the RV is your actual living space, and this is like maybe it's a living room, a kitchen, possibly a bedroom, a shower, that sort of thing. Some of them though are huge. Like there's one of them that's got like big spiral staircase and a wine cellar and all kinds of stuff. So very nice, very posh kind of place. So there's a little park down here. I don't know if you can see behind me. So there's this creek that runs through here, and I don't know, let's see, there's like a waterfall back there. And a lot of these are, they're man-made waterfalls, quote unquote, but they're actual running water from the rivers and creeks and streams around here. So, oh man, I'm all out of breath. It shows I don't do this enough. I don't walk and talk much. Probably should a lot more. So I thought I'd come over here. This is a nice shaded spot. There's a guy playing with his dog over there, and I don't know if I'm making anybody sick or dizzy or whatever. But hey, so feel free to ask me anything about the books, about writing, about RV life, camper life, our plans. I will do my best to answer any questions you have. So, but beyond that, I was just gonna do a little bit of a guided tour kind of thing, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull that off in quite the way I envisioned. So, let me turn around so you can see some of the RVs back here. So you see right in there, these huge those are all Class A RVs. So if you didn't know, there's so basically there's like 3 classes of motorized RVs. Class A's are the big bus ones. Class B's are the vans, like the travel vans. And then there's a Class C, which is like a combination of the two. So it's like a larger van that's built out like an RV. That's the way I understand it. I could be totally wrong, but it seems like that's the way it goes. And then there's travel trailers, fifth wheels and travel trailers and things like that. And we have currently a travel trailer, and we still own our Class A. It's in Florida. We're actually renting it out. And we have I was going to do a tour of the travel trailer, but Karen needed to do some work. And she's just not in the mood to be on camera right now, we'll say. So Andy's asking, what type of RV do you have? So sorry, I accidentally answered that out of turn. But yeah, we have a Lance. It's called a Lance 19. It's a 2019 Lance 1995 model camper travel trailer. If you get a chance, go look that up. Lance 1995 is the model number. And it's pretty small. It's like living in a tiny little, like maybe 400 square foot bedroom or something. If you've ever lived in a big city, like New York or something like that, you've probably seen like these little efficiency apartments. It's about that size. So, and it's not bad. I mean, everybody thinks it's so small, and it is small. But the point is to be at places like this, get out and experience the outside, get some sunlight on your body, things like that. Kendra says, do y'all, let's see, I got to read it from the other side. Do y'all plan out where you're going to RV, or do you sort of just go with the wind? So it's a kind of a combination of both. Right now, we're sort of planning things out. Now, originally, we were going to go to all the places where I had author conferences scheduled. And then a lot of those got canceled because of COVID. But we still had some places booked, and we decided, well, we'll just continue on. So what we did for Kerrville was we decided we would do kind of what I'm calling a shakedown cruise, and that it's this is like our first extended time out. Like, we've had little trips in the RV where we just sort of went for a weekend or something and hung out. This is the first time that we were like consciously going somewhere to sit and work and live out of the camper, and then experience the place where we were. So we decided we'd spend a month or so here. And then, so we've got that plan. And the plan is to loop back to the Houston area so that we can get our storage and everything sorted, once and for all, just finally for all. And then from there, the plan right now is to go to South Dakota. So there's a little bit of, we just sort of decided on South Dakota. Like, there's no real reason to go there, other than, there's just some things that we saw online we thought would be kind of cool. So we're going to go check those out and just enjoy ourselves. But we're also reserving the right to say, if we're on our way to point B from point A, or point Z from point A, we might decide to stop for a week or a month or whatever at any point in between. So that's kind of the way we're doing it. Kara and I have discovered that we like road trips. We probably like the road trip aspect of RV and camper life better than the actual RV and camper life, but we're actually having quite a blast. So Andy says that Todd and I consider it a Class B, but he has to report to the office every day. I love road tripping. Yeah, we had a similar issue when we first tried this. We had the Class A, and it's huge. So it was a 38-foot motor coach with like 3 huge slide outs. I mean, the thing really was a house. When it was parked and set up, it was at least as big as our first apartment. And we liked it, but one of the problems was, like, I was pretty free because writing is something I can do anywhere. And even though at the time I wasn't yet full-time as an author, I wasn't. I still had all the copywriting work and everything, and that could be done anywhere. So all my client stuff was online. But Kara took on a job with Office Depot at that time, and basically had to. She could travel. She was traveling a lot. She had to come back to Houston all the time. So we would, I would basically board a plane and go to one end of the country, and she'd board a plane and go to the other side of the country, and then we'd fly home just to sleep in the RV in Houston, in a parking lot, basically. So that was never quite the dream. So we came off the road and stayed in a couple of different apartments for about 3 years, and we both basically thought we'd given up on this lifestyle. We started talking about maybe we'll get something to just travel every now and then, but we thought the idea of the full-time road life was over at that point. But one day we're out. We were prepared to buy a house. We put in an offer. We'd been approved on the loan. We'd gotten everything we needed, and we were kind of, they came back and asked for more money, and we decided, it's not worth it to us to come up with more. We'll just look around for another house. And as we were looking around, we started having this conversation about, wouldn't it have been nice if we'd been able to stay on the road like we planned? And at that point, my books have been doing pretty well. I had started paying us a salary from the book sales, and it just sort of came down to, if we want, we can do this. So we closed out the apartment and got moving on the whole plan, and boom, the pandemic hits. And we were supposed to stay inside. So we stayed inside for 2 months with my in-laws, who are amazing people. And I'm sure they were glad to get rid of us, but I'm glad we actually had that time, because for 2 months it was sort of a wind down, the shifting gears from one lifestyle to another. I think if we hadn't had that, this transition into this small camper might have been a lot more difficult. But as it is, it's been really a lot of fun. I mean, we've adjusted, we've made a lot of modifications to the camper, stuff that I really want to show you at some point. I really need to figure out a way to do that. Um, we'll get to that. I'll get to that. So let's see. Oh, Andy, thanks for popping in, man. It makes it a lot more fun when I can pop stuff up on screen. Uh, so you have to do a live from South Dakota. I've always wanted to see it. Definitely, definitely. Now that I can do this stuff actually mobile with my little doohickey here. I wish I could show you the setup. This is really cool. It's a little camera stabilizer thing. I remember when I was working in film and TV, a rig similar to this would have cost like $1 million. I was never able to get one and use one. And now for like $200 or $300, you can have one that works with your phone. And your phone is like a 4K multi-lens camera. I actually have an app that will let me split screen. I don't know if it would work with this or not. That would be interesting to try. I won't try it this time. I don't want to lose this connection we have. But I have a little app that will let me show two different cameras. And I can show this one, and I can show the one from the other side. And maybe that would be a good way to do like a little tour or something. I'll try that with the maybe I'll try that with the tour of the camper first. We'll see. We'll see. Internet has been a real fun issue. we have a real tough time getting internet. That's not entirely true. So basically, when you start researching like how to get good reliable internet while on the road, the answer that comes back is essentially use whatever works. So we have multiple hotspots, and I say multiple hotspots like we have Verizon devices, and those are all hotspots. So I've got those. I've got the truck has an AT&T hotspot that we can use in a pinch, and then the camper itself, I mounted this thing on the roof called a Togo, and that's connecting to a T-Mobile network with unlimited data. And so it's sort of we have this weird combination of things. I'm gonna keep looking into this. There is like satellite internet, but it's kind of laggy, and for the live stream stuff, I really need something a little better. But that might be an option. I'm waiting for Elon Musk, man. Come on, Elon Musk and Starlink. I need this guy to get off his butt. Because I think if you don't know what Starlink is, Elon Musk and SpaceX have been launching these little micro satellites into orbit by the dozens. And eventually there'll be like 10,000 of these things blanketing the Earth so that you can be anywhere on the planet and get reliable high-speed internet. I'm waiting for the day. Like that for RVers and travelers, that's going to be ideal. I cannot wait until that is available. It was supposed to start coming online here in the U.S. This year, but I'm pretty sure COVID is what knocked it off track. But there you are. So internet is going to be a challenge no matter what. Almost every RV park you go to has some form of internet and Wi-Fi. It's usually just not enough to do like live streaming or to do streaming television, which, that's the only way Kara and I watch TV now is to stream stuff. But the solutions we have right now, at least here in Kerrville, work great. There's been a couple of glitches here and there, but it's more or less worked fine. Now, I need you guys to tell me if I'm having dropouts or whatever on this live stream. But so far, it seems like you're hearing me and I'm seeing you. So I don't know. We'll see. It just so happened that the spot where I started, now I don't know if this is still true, but the spot where I started had strong LTE. The spot where we're parked does not. So maybe we should have tried for a different spot. Who knows? So, yeah. So the internet is going to be a challenge. And honestly, this is going to sound weird, but I kind of like that that's a challenge. It forces me to figure out new ways to do this stuff, you know, new ways to. I've got like cell phone. I've got like LTE boosters now. I've got, you know, I love gear and equipment. So, you know, having a little bit of gear porn. Uh, but you know, doing the research and finding new services that can actually help solve this problem. I'm actually making new friends and contacts because of it. Like I've connected with like YouTubers and stuff who are out doing this kind of stuff, and you know, finding out what they're using. And so it's really been kind of a gateway drug to connect with other people for me. So let's see if we got any other comments. So Sam asks, do you take pets with you? We do. We have a little dog named Minnie, and she's a Chihuahua Terrier. I can't do both hands, but like from the camera to here. She's a tiny little dog, and she's a white Chihuahua Terrier. And I actually, when you watch the opening credits of this show, there's a couple of photos of her in the opening credits. Um, she is our little girl. So the the short version of the story is Kara and I can't have kids of our own. We've considered adopting. We're thinking about adoption. We consider adoption. I don't know if I'm too old. You know, I'm pushing 50. Can you believe that? I can't. But we're considering that. But we've always treated pets like children. I know some people don't like that, but you know, our pets have always been our kids. We both, when we got married, we had a couple of cats. We would have traveled with them, but around that time, they both passed away when we got into the RV originally. And we had gotten Minnie, and you know, she is perfect for this lifestyle, man. You know, there are challenges with pets just because you know, not all places welcome pets. When you go out, like she's a very codependent little dog, so she freaks out and stresses out if we leave her alone for too long. Dogs are not like cats, you know. Cats, you can leave your cat alone for like 3 days and there's no real problem as long as they'll self-regulate their food and water, and they go, you know, they use a waste pet litter box and all that stuff. Dogs, I think, would just roll over and die. That's not funny. Sad. But yeah, we have her. We love her. And he says, I can hear you perfectly, but it's a little like watching old Chinese movies with voiceover. Oh, is it? It's out of sync then. That's probably the AirPods. Sorry about that. I don't have any real control over that. I don't think. It could also be the LTE delaying things. I'm guessing that's a reaction to our little dog. Good job. She's not a Great Dane in a little RV. You know, there are people here who do have maybe not a Great Dane. I've seen some really large Huskies and some other like just enormous dogs. Irish Wolfhound. One person had one. They're huge. So they're every bit as big as a Great Dane, and they'll live in the same size camper we're in. It's just shocking. It's just shocking. And what's really funny is Minnie, like all Chihuahuas, she's very territorial, very protective. Okay, and especially of her mama. Okay, if you seem like you're coming toward her mama, it's over. She's barking. She's going after you. She's not violent. She doesn't attack anybody, but she does want to let you know she's the boss, especially with big dogs. She is always going after the big dogs. The little dogs she can kind of tolerate and let them go. She'll nip at them or something. She's not really antisocial. She's just very protective. We put her in doggy daycare all the time, and she's fine. But when we are walking her, if she's on her little harness and she's with us, there's no coming near us. She will let you know that's not good. 50 is the new 30. I feel 30. I feel better now I'm 47. So when I say pushing 50, I mean, I'm just barely starting to push it, okay? I'll be 48 in October, so I guess I'm closing in. But I feel much better now than I did in my 30s, and partly because in my 30s, I didn't realize I had the congenital heart defect that was slowing my heart down. So I started putting on weight by a lot around that time, in my early 30s, and my energy started going down, and I just didn't. I thought I was depressed. I thought, at one point I thought I was sick, and I thought that I'd had like a bad chest cold for a long time. It just was listless, had no energy, couldn't rest enough, and I ended up going getting a checkup to see if I could get something for my chest cold, or so I thought. And it turned out that my heart rate was like 35 beats per minute. And since I was 270 pounds at that point, I definitely was not in Olympic grade health, which means that my resting heart rate should not have been 30 beats per minute. So I ended up getting a pacemaker, and the pacemaker saved my life. That's a legitimate truth. Like I was able to become a little more active again. I've lost quite a bit of weight in the past couple of months because I had another health scare, also related to the congenital heart thing. Turns out I have a deformed, uh, well, one of the valves in my heart is deformed, and I forget what the name of it is. I should probably know that. Not too bad on lip sync for me, Sam says. Good, good. Us little ones are nippy. You seem feisty to me, Sam. I can see you as being feisty. Oh, and you said I look like I'm 30. Excellent. I'll take that. I'll take any compliments I can get. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, come on. There's no way you're older than me. I put you at a good solid 25, 26 years old. So there you go. I bite. Yeah. Well, happy birthday, Sam. I should lead in song. Everybody ready? We're going to sing happy birthday to Sam, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sam. Happy birthday to you. I heard everybody singing with me. It brought me to life. I feel like a real boy. So anybody got any other questions? Feel free to ask me anything you want. I am working on a new book. Actually, I got a whole separate book project from my the Dan Kotler stuff that I do. If you don't read my stuff, that's okay. But I write a series of archaeological thrillers called Dan Kotler Archaeological Thrillers. And the most recent book, I introduced an idea that I'm expanding into a whole universe of books. So for the past month, I've written 2 different books in that series. And I'll be releasing those as soon as I have 3 of them ready. I'm going to start releasing them. Between the current book and the 3rd book in that series, I'm going to write another Dan Kotler book. So if you've been waiting patiently for, I don't know, what is it now, a month since the last book came out, if you've been waiting patiently for me to get the next one out, it'll be out soon enough. So yeah, I've got a whole little strategy going with the books. I'm getting to a point where I'm kind of experimenting and trying to get so I have a bunch of books that are in wide distribution, so they're not just on Amazon. But these Kotler books are all on Amazon exclusively right now, and so I'm trying to get those out of Amazon jail, basically, and get a wider audience. So, but to do that, I don't want to lose that income, and so I'm kind of experimenting with going wide with this new series. It's a whole thing, but I can get into that in detail in another episode if you really are anxious to hear all about it. I'm happy to talk to you. Oh, thank you, Sam. Says that I have a great voice. Appreciate it. So anyway, I really am glad for you to tune in. We're at I'm almost at the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up. This has been good. I think I'm going to do more like this. This has been pretty fun to just kind of wander around. I'll start doing things like this in various locations I visit. How about that? We're kind of doing this stuff. It'll be hard to do this on a like regular scheduled basis that way. I'm still going to try to do the Tuesdays at 2 o'clock Central. But if I can do like a live cast from places I visit, I'll try to do that. I get overwhelmed by it. I feel bogged down by it. Andy, man, I'm glad you dropped in, brother. I know it's been quite a few years, and I hope we get a chance to connect again at some point. If you guys, if you and Todd do actually get on the road in an RV, you should let me know, man. Even if you're just gonna get on to just travel for a vacation or something, try renting one, just to see how you guys like it. Maybe it'll be worth rearranging your life over, and you can get out on the road. Maybe you can get out on the road full time if you want. I don't know, whatever. It's not for everybody. It's a great life, but it's not for everybody. So anyway, let's see. We got one more. I'm gonna post one more from Sam. Says you should tell people to set up the notifications from Facebook and to tell us when you're live. Absolutely. Thank you, Sam, for telling me the common sense thing I should be telling people. But I'm not. I'm still kind of figuring some things out with this particular setup. Like right now, it won't let me switch angles. Earlier, it wouldn't let me do the banners and stuff. Where are we? Kevin Show. So first of all, here we go. Please subscribe and follow. So if you're wherever you're listening or wherever you're watching, if you're on YouTube, please follow me on YouTube. I'm trying to build up a following there. And if you want, you can check out actually, if you go, here's the YouTube link. So go to youtube.com/ you don't even need the C, honestly. Go to youtube.com/Kevin Tomlinson, and you can subscribe and follow me there. If you're already on YouTube, just hit subscribe and the little notification bell. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you link up with me there, and you can actually subscribe and follow from there as well. If you want to check out my books, you can go to kevintomlinson.com. And I'm trying to see if I've got any other useful ones. Actually, here's a good one. Go to historiccrimes.com. Trust me on this. And let me know what you think of that. Because it'll get better, but it's a fun one. And I don't have a banner for this one, but authorontheroad.com is the official link for following us on the road. And I really need to update some of that stuff, but we're going to get there. I'm going to start updating with photos and blog posts and videos like this one. So go check that out. That's authorontheroad.com. All these are on kevintomlinson.com. So if you're having trouble finding any of them, no problem. But thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me and all the wonderful things you say and do. I really appreciate it. And God bless each of you. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to end this broadcast. Here we go. God bless each of you, and I hope I get to see you all again. And take care of yourselves out there. It's a scary world out there, but we're going to get through it all together. So see you next time. Oh, you know what? I'm supposed to have a special ending. Hold on. Let's see if I can do it. The mobile thing is new, okay? Cut me some slack.